All right, so today we're going to be looking at a new section of Texas history. We're going to learn about a guy named Quanah Parker. So after you watch the video and answered the questions by leaving a comment on Google Classroom with 3 things that you learned, now you need to open up grab the paper that looks like this. It says Last Comanche Chief. So we're going to read about these 2 accounts, and you can see down here that we need to look for contradictions, okay? Contradictions. So a contradiction is whenever someone says something that is opposite of what has already been said or captured. So for instance, if I said that I like bananas today, and then next week I said I don't like bananas, that would be a contradiction. You wouldn't be quite sure of which one it is. So let's look up at the top. Let's read this first section because it's kind of hard to read. So I'm going to read it for you and with you. So it says here in early 1830, one night when the Reverend Parker and his family were camped out on the prairie near where the little town of Seymour, Texas now stands, a band of Comanche Indians in full war paint, headed by the murderous Quanah, swept down upon them. Mr. and Mrs. Parker and the children abandoned the wagons and fled in the tall grass. But in some manner, Cynthia Ann, then about 4 years old, became separated from her parents and was captured and carried away by the Indians. So you can see here what age she was. She was 4 years old. All right, pandemonium. Pandemonium is one of my favorite words. Pandemonium means like chaos or disaster. So pandemonium set in. Amidst savage screeches and blood-curdling war whoops, the whole band charged the fort, now defended only by 2 men. Execution was speedy and horrible. It was the common story of an Indian massacre. From this sad rehearsal, let us turn away to follow the fortunes of those few who lived to even led into captivity. Pandemonium set in, and now it was a common story of an Indian massacre. From this sad rehearsal, let us turn away to follow the fortunes of those few who lived to be even led into captivity. For there was a mother who was compelled to lift her 9-year-old daughter, Cynthia Ann, and her little boy, John, up behind a warrior. The Indian turned his pony's head to the far-away Comanche land. All right, so again, we can see here, what age did we see that she is said to be in both of these? There's a contradiction in both of these. All right, now we need to go and look up 2 more contradictions using some newspapers. So we're going to use those newspapers, and we're going to find those newspapers on Google Classroom. All right, so we're going to look at our Google Classroom. When you open that up, scroll down to the section that says this. You're going to open up 2 different of the newspapers. We have the Fort Worth Daily Gazette and the St. Paul Daily Globe. Open this one up. You're going to have to zoom in. I would recommend just zooming in using your fingers on there, but if you need to, you can also use this. All right, now you can also scroll around up here. We don't have to read the entire newspaper. Remember, this newspaper is just like Instagram for us nowadays. You're going to read through here, this section that says Cynthia Ann. It's over in this area. And as you read, I want you to find some contradictions. Same thing you're going to do when you open up this St. Paul Daily Globe. Open this up, and you're going to find Cynthia Parker's life, a white girl who became the mother of a Comanche chief. All right, so as you read, you're going to find some more information that is going to contradict how she was captured, how she was recaptured or taken back into white civilization, and etc. All right, now, when you get on to the next question, who was Quanah Parker? I want you to actually go to your Mesquite ISD portal. So let's open that up. Mine's already open. I hope it's working. And when you go there, you're going to go ahead and go to Library, and you're going to look for the Find Information tab. Okay, Find Information. So you're going to open up Britannica School, Middle School, and then at the top you're going to type in Quanah Parker. Pretty easy. Quanah Parker, here he is. You can read the information here and figure out who he is, and then you're going to answer that information down below. There's also some newspapers back in Google Classroom that you can open up and find information about him. And then you're going to talk about the rest of this information down below and finish the rest of the activity. All right, so please get started on the activity after you watch the video If you need more help, raise your hand.